Everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee with the Critters, where we live stream every Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, right here on the Animal Behavior Center's Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. So once in a while, we'll live stream at 9 a.m., and that is when we have guests on, and we do have guests lined up for the new year, 2024, which is in a few weeks. So for those that may be new, welcome. My name is Laura Joseph, owner of the Animal Behavior Center. We're an international educational center where we teach people all over the world how to empower animals and the people that care for them. We do that through our live streaming services. You can find out more about us on the animalbehaviorcenter.com, our website. My name is Laura Joseph. You can email me directly at Laura, Lara, at the animalbehaviorcenter.com. My field of work, what I do is help show people how to interact, train, and work with animals, no matter what the species, using the B.F. Skinner's, using the science of behavior, using B.F. Skinner's laws of behavior. So you can find out more about our memberships and our services on our website. You can also find out what upcoming events we have. We do have in-person events, workshops, and where I travel and present. Those you can find on our website. You can also find on our Facebook page. And you can also sign up to join our email newsletter list, which I did send out an email last night and mentioning that I'm getting back into writing articles again. Several periodicals that I used to write for have reached out to me and have asked me to start writing again. And I love writing. And I said, absolutely, I'm ready. So that begins, well, I started writing last night and I'm excited to be doing so. So today's topic is for people that are interested in entering the field of animal behavior and training. I will give my best advice based on my experience. And I do have a bullet point list here next to me to not forget to talk about these topics. So I just ran through and jotted down some key points that I thought are very important for anybody thinking about getting in this field. Hello, Nicole, Sheila, Tim, Lisa. Good morning, everybody. So if you're thinking about entering the field of animal behavior and training, I have been doing this the Animal Behavior Center is getting ready to turn 11 years old in February, and I've been working and studying in the field of applied behavior analysis with animals for 18 years now. I would live my life no other way. And I will not stop doing what I'm doing as long as I'm able to do it. As I get older, I may have to shift the way I do. I do my work with animals. I'll be 53 in February and looking forward to it. And I apologize, I'm getting over a really nasty cold. There is nothing else I could see myself being happier doing. You have to be very passionate about the work that you do. Your number one goal and priority should be the best well-being for the individual animal or the animals that you care for or the animals you're helping people with. Money cannot be your top priority because it's not going to work. You have to be very passionate about the work that you do and the individual animals to be in this field of work. Obviously, I live, eat, No, I don't eat animals. I live, sleep, dream, breathe animal behavior and well-being. Um, so one of the first things I would ask yourself if you're thinking about getting into this field, good morning, Charisse. I will see you next month. Um, First, I would say ask yourself why you want to do this. Um, because before you venture into this field, you need to make sure you have the dedication. There are days that I work 7 days a week, morning, noon, and night. And the first thing I do when I get up, jump back on the computer and start working on my memberships. Um, why do you want to do this? And feel free to comment. Hey, Diane. Um, Lisa says, you are so inspiring. I wish I had someone like you when I was young. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Why do you want to do this? What's your number one priority? I know there's many different areas that you can get into once you get into this field. What specific animals, specific species do you want to work with? I work with numerous different species, and I like doing that because my top priority is the welfare of the animal, and I love the field of applied behavior analysis. Because it's the most humane form and most effective form of interaction I have had with any animal. In that dialogue you create with the animal through training. I entered this field through the field of enrichment. I wanted to empower the animal to the best of my ability. And I ended up getting into behavior and training through enrichment because I found out that a lot of animals' preferred form of enrichment is through training. That's why I do what I do. You can get into the field of working with domestic animals. You can get into the field of working with just one particular species of domestic animal. You can get into working in the field of wildlife. Wildlife, not so much the rehabilitation, because I don't see any type of wildlife unless it cannot be released. And then that's when it's turned over to me, usually to form this interaction with this animal and to take as much stress out of its life as possible, because it will have to be cared for by humans from here on out and with no chance of being released in the wild. You can go into the field of working with exotic animals. There's numerous different species of exotic animals. Also ask yourself, do you work well with people? And everybody says, in order to enter the field, hey, Rachel, hey, Stephanie, Sheila, and Iris. Iris says, I would like to get into the field to empower the raptors at our wildlife sanctuary. Great. And you can do this because I did that as well. A lot of times people will say, in order to get into this business, you have to interact well with people. Maybe on some occasions, okay? If you're going to get into the field of working with dog behavior, dog training, working with the individual with their dogs, yes, it is going to be about customer service, customer relations. You've got to get through with the person in order to get to that animal. But there's other ways you can provide and be a valuable resource to the community without having to interact with people. I know a lot of people who love animals and interact well with the animals, and their number one concern is the animal, that prefer not to work with people. And there's many different fields you can get in with that. One is through your writing. You can do online education, but you're probably still going to have to deal with people somewhere. You can write That's how I'm gonna retire, is I'm gonna write. And no, that's not why I'm getting back into my writing. Um, so you I know I'm gonna talk about this here somewhere, but let me go ahead and talk about it now. So I'm going off my bulleted point list. I do have a concern. Good morning, Debbie. I do have a concern with what I'm seeing since the pandemic. So my work has been online and in person for several years, many years before the pandemic. What I have seen since the pandemic is we were forced to go online to do anything. When the pandemic hit, I remember thinking, oh my God, this is not going to be good for business. And what happened was I saw just a dramatic increase in my business. And I was like, all right, I didn't see that coming, but I don't know what to expect with the pandemic. This is my first one and hopefully my last one. Um, what I have seen since the pandemic is a concern, where so much has gone online, that the internet is just, people are inundated with online classes now. What I have seen is the workshops, the in-person workshops, um, the networking, the conferences, um, places where you go to be person one-to-one with people, sitting in a crowd, networking, learning. I have seen that decrease dramatically as far as these national conferences. A lot of things have gone online, and you cannot replace person to person, in person networking and education. It has to be a part of it. What I've also seen with online classes, online learning, is it reinforces the behavior of people procrastinating learning. People, I've seen a lot of this where people are like, I'll just catch it. I'll catch the live stream later. Well, what ends up happening is they don't. And just like this, me reaching you guys on a Sunday morning or a Monday morning, or Monday evening, or Sunday evening, wherever you may be living, this is great. But all I'm doing is talking to a screen. I'm looking at my face. It's not in person. I don't get to see you. I am going to try to have a cocktails with the critters either next Saturday or the following Saturday. That's great too, because I get to bring the viewers on live with me so I can see you and talk to you versus just reading what you're saying. Um, I'm getting ready to go speak at a presentation at the end of January, and I can't tell you how excited I am because I get to see people in person again. Once I get done presenting, I love that one-on-one speaking with the person, and it's something a webcam cannot replicate. Um, so back to getting in this field. Um, the field of animal behavior and training are intertwined. I don't think you can really do one without the other. They go hand in hand. So, with that being said, education and knowledge is key. I highly suggest, if you want to get into any field of animal behavior and training, I highly suggest you pursue an education in applied behavior analysis. And then apply it. I remember when I was taking classes that I would study a chapter, then I would go out and apply what I had just learned, because it helps it sink in for me even better. So you can be as smart as you think you have to be in the field of applied behavior analysis, But if you are not applying it to another individual, you're missing out on the majority of it. I had somebody visit my center who is very well known in the field of applied behavior analysis in the science, but I could tell did not have a lot of application. Um, I could tell because they were pushing some of my animals past their comfort level. And I will positively punish a behavior if the alternative of not doing it is worse. And when I saw this person pushing this animal past the comfort level, I said, please stop. And they didn't. And I said, that is no longer a question. I am telling you, stop immediately. The number one priority for me is the care of the animals, um, especially if they are residing with me. Anybody here that knows me knows I take my work very seriously. Um, and as long as all the animals under my care are thriving and showing behaviors related to thriving, that's when you will see me in an extremely good mood. If I see an animal stressed, I get stressed. So once you pursue your education in applied behavior analysis, then apply it. In my history, what I did was I started volunteering. That's when I was volunteering at Nature's Nursery, and I still volunteer at Nature's Nursery Wildlife Rehabilitation Center. All the animals that could not be released in the wild, I started training, interacting with, applying my education. Beth says, I will gladly lose a potential client if they mistreat any of their animals. I'm on board with you, Beth. I'm on board with you. You can also not only seek out reputable organizations that you can be certified through, join these different organizations, go to their annual conferences, never stop learning because you will never know enough. And when I go to these conferences, I try to go to 2 to 3 a year. The pandemic did put a little bit of a kibosh on that, but I'm up and ready to go. And I'm looking for the year of 2024. What conferences do I want to attend? Every conference I attend, I come away thinking something new, rethinking something that I thought I was doing really good with, and I analyze, maybe I need to rethink this. I sit in the audience and listen to the presenters, and you network with the people sitting right next to you. I have made so many friends and contacts through going to these conferences. Experience, volunteer at shelters, rehab organizations. You can help volunteer online. I remember I used to answer phones for a local shelter, return calls. Good morning, Sylvia. Cherise says, agreed. I so much appreciate in-person interaction for the same reasons you stated. Can't wait to see you in January. Yes, we are definitely going to see each other, have fun, hang out, talk, whatever. You can intern with experienced trainers. We have people intern at the Animal Behavior Center. And I highly suggest working with a variety of different species or breeds. Good morning, Carmen. Understand behavior. This goes back into the education. You can study animal behavior, learning theories, cognitive processes to understand how different species learn and respond. Ethology, where you focus on observing animals in their natural environments to understand their behavior. And applied behavior analysis will help you understand the individual sitting in front of you, standing in front of you, flying in front of you, moving in front of you, swimming in front of you, hanging upside down in front of you, whatever. understand that individual, because when we're talking about species, no matter if you're working with the same species but numerous different animals, one um, example I like to give, especially in my podcast, is if I'm a first grade teacher and I have a student in my class named Sarah, that does not mean all the other Sarahs in the future classes are going to act just like this Sarah. So keep that in mind when you are interacting with species. Sylvia says yes. Can't agree more about the species. The animals have been my best educators, each individual one. And those of you that are in the Parrot Project are seeing my skills being put to the test right now with an animal that we brought in that I'm live streaming with. So when we work with different species, we will learn more about behavior. So on the business aspect, unfortunately, if you want to start your own business, you have to be able to run it. That means the marketing, the financials. As we continue to grow, I turn those things over. I'm constantly looking for, I need to stay training because that makes me happy. Seeing the animals happy makes me happy. When you start your own business, you can quickly get absorbed into the paperwork, the computer work. And I don't like being sitting down in front of a computer 8 hours a day. I do enjoy being on the computer. I do enjoy typing. But I like to stand up and go out and work with the animals. Lisa says, it's been wonderful watching your work with the species. Seeing you grow with the gators is amazing. Never stop, please. Thank you. I won't. Elvis and Priscilla and Bruce mean a lot to me, and everybody at the center knows that. They have taught me so much. And I would like to say in return, but it was not even in return. I don't need to get anything. My most important thing is to give that animal something. But Elvis and Priscilla, the two big American alligators, have taught me so much. And when I live stream my work with them, obviously it's teaching you guys a lot as well. I've seen Priscilla grow through training and physical therapy through training. Okay. So think about who's going to do your financials, who's going to do your marketing, or help you with your marketing. I don't let anybody write my content. It needs to come from my mouth. Because somebody, and I have had somebody try to write content for me before. It was a marketer years ago, and I said, no, you don't say that, because that is not what I would say. And I said, if you're going, so I do all my work, most of my work on Facebook. Therese takes care of my Instagram account. But all my writing on Facebook is coming from me. And Therese has worked with me for years and knows, and a lot of times she'll just copy what I post on Facebook, bloop, drop it on Instagram. But I trust her in her work. So there's the legal and ethical aspect. Understand the laws and ethical considerations, not considerations. Just do it right. Do it right or get out. Specialization in your niche. Consider specializing in specific species or type of training. Different species, dogs, horses, exotics, service animals. Continual learning. I already talked about this. Stay updated on the latest research. That's important. If you could see my house right now, research source journal right on the other side with a highlighter stuck in the top. resource paper underneath it. There's another research paper. There's another research paper right there. There's a stack of research papers sitting next to where I sit my computer in the kitchen. There's a research paper sitting at the chair in front of my TV, which I rarely sit. That one's on alligators. This one's on applied behavior analysis. And that's just an example. I thrive on research. And when I read research papers, it gives me ideas. I'm like, oh, I can do that with this animal. Let's go try it. And then let's live stream it. Lisa says learning is fundamental. Hey, Corey, good to see you on here. Kim, good to see you on here. Building a clientele. Networking. I can't say it enough. Get out there face to face. All right. Online learning is great, but it shouldn't be the only thing. Connect with local veterinarians, pet stores, animal related businesses, get into those wildlife rehabbers, have get togethers in your own area. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Mary. Mary over there at Leathers or Feathers says you are such an inspiration. Thank you. You guys are one of the reinforcers behind what I do. This is where I went off topic and I do have more pieces of paper. Compassion. You must have compassion and empathy for the animal. If not, get into botany. If not, get out of the field, go somewhere else. Leave this field for the people who do have the compassion and the empathy. Something I didn't write on here, but I thought, if you get into this field, I want to say something extremely important. Know what you're talking about, because people are listening to you. And you must understand the science of behavior. Hey, Snow. You must understand the science of behavior and its applications. Know what you're talking about. Do not get in this for the ego. There is no room for ego in animal training and behavior. When I see an ego, it is a huge turnoff for me because you're not putting the animal's welfare as number one. You're putting your big head and your lack of your own self-confidence as number one. So I do want to emphasize, be careful, because people are listening to you, and that animal and that person are either going to succeed or they're going to fail based on the information you give them. So your professionalism, be professional. I'm a very sarcastic person, but being professional doesn't mean don't be you. I thrive on having fun. I love laughing. I love other people around me laughing. I am a very sarcastic person. I like to cut jokes. And one of the biggest things we hear about from people at the Animal Behavior Center is that they love being there. And that is very important to me. I love hearing how much people enjoy being there, working there. So I'll end with saying, be willing to work. Behavior doesn't wait. Behavior concerns happen on Christmas morning at 9:00 a.m. Behavior concerns happen at 7:00 at night when you have other plans. Be willing to adjust your schedule. I had mentioned you have to be willing to work during the day, in the evenings, on the weekends. And applied behavior analysis and positive reinforcement training is the best form of any type of dialogue I have found with any animal in my care. And it's also the most humane and the main reason why I continue to do the work that I do. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for attending. Please keep an eye on the Sam I Can Foundation's Facebook page and the website. This is the nonprofit that I am one of 4 people that run. You're going to start seeing some activity on there. Also, for the animal lover on your holiday list, we have gift certificates for absolutely everything we do and offer. Stocking stuffers. Gift certificates make great stocking stuffers. We have our workshops coming up for 2024. We have 2 of them, and they have already started selling. So you can find out more about that on our website. Here's an example of some of the other services that I offer. We have our memberships, which are annual. We have 3 different memberships. You can always email me if you have questions. And we also have our products, and there's a lot more than this, but I just did this screenshot. And with that being said, happy holidays to everybody. Ooh, how did I do that? I don't even know how I did that. That's pretty cool. Happy holidays to everybody. And let's get all that off there. And I will see you next week for a coffee with the critters or a cocktails with the critters. I will let you know in advance. How the hell is that going on? I want to say thank you, but I wanted that to be the big portion of the picture. Debbie says, love volunteering at the Animal Behavior Center. Love working alongside Laura. Best part of my day. Debbie, love you. Much love to you and all the work and dedication you give to the center. Kim, the memberships are well worth the investment. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. And you are very welcome, Lisa. And good to see you, Beth, and everybody else. Have a great rest of your weekend and enjoy your holiday season. That should be every day.